Good morning, y'all. Good morning, and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday. I am back on this morning. I got up early today. I got up before the sun came up here in New York. It is a chilly day here. It was raining earlier. It's starting to clear, which is very nice. Have the windows open, hence why I'm in my heavier sweatshirt. And I have my favorite blanket here just because it has been cold with all the windows open. But important, they tell us, for airing out everything. So I'm following the orders, as you all know. I have a hefty work day today. As I've shared with you, this weekend is a little tough. We found a great way to help students through this, but it does require way more hours of my time. I'm willing to do it, but I'll tell you what I figured out last night after doing like a 10-hour back-to-back meeting day with no breaks. And that is that I am not following my own advice, not my advice to students and not my advice here. And that has to change. So I got up this morning and I gave some thought to this. You know, I've been telling my students that the way to get through this crisis is by setting a reasonable schedule, a self-imposed structure that ensures you get what you need every day. Time for making, time for reading, time for reflection, time for work, time for homework, time for research, time for, chores we all have to do, the daily things like disinfect and laundry. And I'm not following my own advice. Instead, I'm working, 12-hour days and not taking time to read, not taking time to draw. I haven't made anything all week, and I just haven't been able to with the schedule. In addition to that, thank goodness my kitchen and bathroom are always spotless because I clean them daily and I disinfect. But the rest of my place is not comfortable. I was in the middle of a reorg. I was close to being finished, and it just got dropped right off. So my own level of self-care dropped. Now, my students' needs were better met. And so, I'm the kind of woman that when I have a big old task list to do, I don't waste any time. I just get down to it and I get it done. But this is not being the smartest thing because this is not endurable, meaning that that's not a great lesson to be setting for my students or anybody else because the pace I'm keeping is not endurable for the next 4 weeks. And that meant this morning I had to put on the brakes. I wrote an email to my students. I said, okay, yesterday was hugely successful. We had great success. But here's the problem. I can't do 10-hour meetings every day and not take a break to eat, not take a break for dinner, not take a break for my brain, not be able to take a walk around the apartment, not be able to do laundry. That's unrealistic. So I need to readjust the schedule. So I got up early this morning and I began doing that. I had some success. I hit a few roadblocks I need to work through. I just did a student meeting for an hour and that was very good and very productive. And now I'm going to go back to some planning and then I'm actually going to take a break for lunch. I'm actually going to take a break. I'm not going to do any work. I'm not going to do any planning. I'm actually just going to sit and read and enjoy myself because I think that that's important to clear my head so that I can be my most productive self. I loved the comments you all left yesterday. And did some of you take a chance to read everybody's comments to what we were discussing about perfection? So just as I suspected, because I'd heard recently that there were people that were newer to YouTube who were nervous about making videos or tutorials because, well, they just can't get it done perfectly. They know there's going to be some kind of action happening in the background, be it a kid running through saying, hey, Mom, where's the juice? Or, a dog barking or a cat grabbing a product or, what? Or like me today, where things are just a little bit hectic around here. And so the environment is not perfect. Well, what was also nice is how many of you spoke up and said, well, we're really okay with the imperfection. We're not robots and we don't expect anyone to be perfect. And I so appreciated that because I know that the people who talked about being nervous also saw your comments. And I think that's exactly the point of that message. I didn't want people new to YouTube or new crafters to feel like they can't make a video because they know that the first little while they're going to be like mumbling and bumbling. I still mumble and bumble and I've been doing this a while and I've made over 800 videos. So surely you can't expect that of yourself. And we are, Soleil said it best, we are not robots. We are just folks here every day hanging out, chit-chatting with one another about all the stuff that matters to us, which is both our good health and the good health of the people in our lives and our projects and learning and new paper and all sorts of other funny little craft things that we all obsess over and we so enjoy sharing with one another. So thank you for all of your comments. I really do hope that, especially for the ones brave enough to articulate that they are nervous. They are, for all the reasons I talked about in that video. I'm hoping you feel less nervous and know that you have our support. The people who come to this channel and stay and become part of the community tend to be people who like real folks. Real folks with real passions and real hearts, and they don't really care about whether or not you say or there's a kid in the background, or hopefully a goat. Did you all see Sabrina's video? She has goats. I love goats. I've loved goats since I was a kid. I have a real thing about goats. I mean, they're really funny. They tend to eat your clothes, but I love them. There was one that I used to hang out with that used to jump up on a picnic table. Oh yeah, I love all animals, but I really do love a goat. I do. So I was very excited in Sabrina's video to see a goat going by, and then I found out she has five goats. Now, for me over here in Brooklyn, oh, what a joy that was. That was kind of like being with Miss Sheila. Please give us your pond view, Sabrina, often. It was so nice for me to see your pond. And oh, as a Canadian, I was laughing because geese are vicious, y'all. They have chased people off of golf courses in Toronto and bitten them. And oh my goodness, during mating season, if you golf in Canada, it's like taking your life in your hands because of those geese. So Sabrina's husband's one brave man. If you didn't watch those videos, I mean, they are funny. But they raised one of those geese from a baby, which is why the goose was less vicious. Try doing that with a strange goose on a golf course in Toronto and see what happens. It's not pretty, but it is funny. Thank you all for your support of the Angel program. I will be posting that either tonight or tomorrow, and I'm so grateful to you because these women really are, they're really heroes. They're still going to the post office. They're out shopping for people. They're risking their lives to help everybody. And they're just as nervous as the rest of us. Isn't that interesting? I was saying to my girl Jellybean the other day, you know, you never know until this crisis what kind of person you're going to be. I always hoped that in a crisis like this, I would have like fortitude. I would have like the fortitude of character to do the right thing. But you never know till you're tested, do you? So maybe the one benefit out of this is that you learn a little bit more about yourself, and that information is useful. But I can tell you something about these angels. They have taken risks that so many would not have. And they have made sure that people are covered when they needed to be covered. And they have gone out into this world and risked their health in order to make sure that people didn't starve, or that they weren't at risk, or that they at least we made an attempt to get people the supplies that they needed. And I have so much respect for them. They are our silent heroes here. Normally they're out doing it with craft supplies, but this time things took a very serious turn. And instead of just keeping quiet, they once again rose to the challenge. So I'm grateful that all of you said you'd be willing to make a card or several cards. I'm so grateful. And I will be launching that program this weekend. Now, I know several of you texted and said, Alicia, what about your health? What about getting all these cards in? What if it puts you at risk? I told y'all, look, I'm taking precautions, number one. But I also have a conscience. And I'm not the kind of woman, I'm just not. I'm not the kind of woman who stands by idly. I think you all know that. So I'm not irresponsible. I have an obligation to my family, as you all know, and I take that very seriously. I have to stay healthy for my family because they count on me. I'm all they've got. But I also take my obligation to society very seriously. And so, you know, I wouldn't have launched this program if I didn't think it was important, and I wouldn't have launched it if I didn't think I could do it. So that's my answer to those of you who wrote very concerned. You know, we all got to do our part in our own way, and this is my way. But thank you. Thank you for always looking out for me. I do appreciate it. Believe me. Don't ever think I don't, because I do. Well, y'all, I got to get back to some work because I still have a schedule to figure out and get out to my students, and then I have calls to make to them. Plus, my tummy's grumbling, which means it is time for me to eat. I hope whatever you do today, I hope you're doing something crafty. I hope you have way less work. If you're a frontline worker, you've got more work than I do, and I feel for you. And I hope for you a break and continued safety. And I hope you know you have our continued thanks for all you do. If you know, Alicia's a Love Letter Generation is an essential worker, y'all. Anyone who works in a pharmacy is an essential worker. Anyone who groceries is an essential worker. Postal service. We have all these people to thank for keeping us going. What would we do without them? So thank you you are brave folks. You are very brave folks, and we are very grateful to you. So yeah, I've got to go do my schedule and make sure that I get my work in. But a big thank you to everybody who has worked tirelessly to ensure our societies keep running during this crisis. All right, y'all. I'll be back on later tonight after my work day. And because again, it's going to be a long one, I'm just going to build in a little break so that I can endure it. I can't make the day super short. I can't eliminate half the meetings, but at least I can take an hour for myself and I can make sure I go feed this tummy that's grumbling. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Make lots of gorgeous crafts so that tonight after work I can go watch all your amazing videos, because they are amazing and they inspire me each and every day. Thanks so much, y'all. Really, thank you. Bye for now.